guys, my name is Tabitha Bobblets. I am going to be talking to you guys today about Walt Disney World Company and Backstage. Alright, I want you all to learn and teach each other how to let the inner child out. So let's demonstrate on how to explore the most magical place on earth. So what do you think of when you think of a place that's magical and where dreams come true all the time? It's Walt Disney World. It's Walt Disney World. When you enter through those gates, most of the time your worries are gone. Not all the time, but most of the time you are. But that's when you become a kid again. Disney is many things, but Walt is the inspiration and dreamer of the company. He's the one that created the whole company to make it come alive. He is the one that created Mickey Mouse. He created Mickey Mouse in 1925. And that's when his original name was Mortimer Mouse, until his wife convinced him to change it to Mickey Mouse, which that is his original name now. So let's see. So I've done my research. So about 80% of guests viewed or visited Disney World. And only 20% of you guys have considered or viewed or just not even considered. Maybe not even heard of the park, which is possible. But you think of it, when I was older enough to remember Walt Disney World, my very first trip there, I recently in May got my first certificate for working at Walt Disney World Company for a year. I got the greatest opportunity as a college internship to work there. I was close to permanent until the COVID-19 stopped me. But that doesn't mean it's going to stop me. I'm still going back. Because I am a dreamer. I don't stop. So for the duration of the next few minutes, I will identify to everyone the difference between on stage and backstage at Disney and what it means to us cast members and former cast members. Alright, if everyone look at the paperwork that I passed out to you guys, I'll show the book review that talks about former cast members' insight on Walt Disney World. And it's at Walt Disney World info.com. So according to Walt Disney World information.com, it explains how to help better improve the company, or how customers have hard times, how us cast members have hard times, and how there is such magical moments where you don't want to forget them. So let's talk about how to better improve the future. So examples are Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer worked for the company since they opened. He recently retired in 2003. And he eventually had an island named after him, a matter of fact. And now he is big part of the company. He's part of the company now. So he has an island named after him. It's a ride. Well, it's an island, but yeah. So other types of reasons to work for the Disney is if you can or will meet celebrities, not all of the time, but also you will see the president around the company all the time. So some tips to working for the Walt Disney World Company. To remember the guests are your first priority all the time. They're your first priority. Something wrong, there's a lost kid. You control your emotions and take the kid where he or she is supposed to go. To safety. Till the parents come looking for him and they'll know where to find him. The company also has its downsides when I worked there. There was downsides to it. Not all the time, but most of the time I was open with big arms. I had the greatest roommates when I was there. I had the greatest cast members to work with. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I loved it. So now I'm going to tell you guys all about what on stage and backstage means to me as a former cast member. First, cast members is an actor. It means the guest experience You entertain them at the moment. When you're on stage, you're always in performance. You're always entertaining them. You constantly have to keep them entertained, regardless what it is. They are your first priority. When you're on stage, you can basically do kind of like whatever to an extent, because the guest, you're at a guest view. Only powerful when you're on backstage, you have to have a blue ID so they know you're a cast member because you're out of uniform. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about the 4 keys that Walt Disney World talks about in the company. So let's see what the 4 keys are. The number 1 is safety. You always want to practice safe behaviors in everything you do. You want to take action to always put safety first. You want to speak up to ensure the safety of others. So you see something, speak up. Also, the next one is courtesy. You want to project a positive image and energy. You don't want to come into work depressed, down, and no, you don't want to see that. You want to be courteous and respectful to guests of all ages, regardless. You see a little girl, you get all emotional and everything. You still keep it in, but you make her smile when you see her, but respectful about it. You want to go above and beyond to exceed the guests' expectations. So one time I had a little girl who was having a bad day. She wanted the Arendelle cone so badly, but they couldn't afford it. So I did a Disney magic moment and went and got her a Arendelle cone for free. She didn't have to pay for anything because I knew her family couldn't afford it. And it was no big worries. So next one is show. You always want to stay in character when you're on stage. Even backstage, you still want to stay in character, but you don't have to be full on force. But you want to perform your role when you're on stage. You also want to ensure your area is always show ready. You always want to make sure it's clean, spick and span. It's not always, but no matter what your role is, you want to make sure it's clean. And last one is efficiency. You want to perform your role efficiently so guests can get the most out of the visit. You want to use your time and resources wisely too. So now that we have reviewed and explained the difference between on stage and backstage at Walt Disney World Company for former cast members and recent cast members, I hope that 20% of you have tried to visit Walt Disney World Company to know how it feels to be a kid again. Thank you and visiting.